Okay, guys, from the top.
Oh, we started.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce a truly fascinating topic. I'm Molly Kemp, Deputy Head Girl at Trevelyan, and I will be your chairperson. On my right is Michael Smith, our brilliant main speaker, head boy and one of our heroes. And then we have Ginny, who will be proposing the vote of thanks. Ginny is mad keen on Harry Potter, who has to be one of her heroes. She claims to be quite a wizard at Quidditch too, so you can be forgiven for thinking that this is the real Ginny Weasley. But no, this is Ginny Davis, a wonderful prefect and a superb athlete. I'm sure that everyone taking part today is hoping to win, hoping that today's contestants will make tomorrow's headlines and become heroes overnight. Which leads me neatly on to Michael's topic, superheroes. Good role models or bad? Should we be following in their footsteps, memorising their mottos, or just dismiss them as nothing more than imaginary cartoon characters designed to encourage us to read? Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, all have the ability to change character into something incredibly powerful. But if they're not superheroes all the time, does that mean that they're only half super, or even only half a hero? And what about image? Sometimes it seems that all superheroes are tall with big, bulging muscles. As I said, Michael's one of my heroes, but he's hardly tall, and where are the big, bulging muscles? So, could it be you, or you, or you, or in fact anyone that can be a superhero? To answer some of these questions and to take us further to infinity and beyond, please welcome Michael Smith.
To conquer fear, you must become fear. A quote from DC Comics Batman. At a first glance, it appears to express noble and righteous sentiments, but look deeper into it. Batman is saying that he will become fear. But how is he going to do this? Is he going to scare people on purpose? Is this really something a hero would say, or just an excuse for some multi-millionaire to be reckless and irresponsible? Go back to Batman, go back to Spider-Man, go back to Superman, go back to every childhood movie you've loved. In so many of these movies, there are these so-called heroes acting violently, often destroying life and property. Just because they possess powers that others don't have, they are thought of to be noble and righteous. However, if overnight I suddenly gained superhuman strength, and I know that's hard to imagine with my physique, but if I did and went out and punched a local bully, does that make me a hero? Or does it just make me an average Joe, who may have helped the community once, but who has become aggressive and violent? I also wonder whether these so-called heroes deserve all the credit. After all, in each of these movies, the police, the ambulance, the fire brigade, the army, and indeed the general public all do their bit. But do these people get a movie? Like The Fireman Rides Again? Or General Public the Movie? Do they get praise and reward and the title of superhero? No. And yet, they're the real heroes, aren't they? The Oxford English Dictionary defines a hero as a person, typically a man, who is admired for their courage, noble qualities and outstanding achievements. Now ask yourself this. Does someone who recklessly destroys buildings, injures and kills civilians, and then expects praise and reward deserve to be called a hero? To be regarded as a role model? Think about what a role model is. This is someone you look up to, aspire to be. If superheroes are going to be admired, then I guess that automatically makes them role models. But think about how these superheroes became super. It often starts with a dangerous or even violent situation, like when the Hulk was transformed through exposure to gamma radiation. Now, we hope the children don't encounter much gamma radiation here in the Garden of England, but my point is this. Do we really want our children looking up to this hundreds of events where members of the public try to live out their superhero fantasies by trying to fly or shoot webs with their hands, or alternatively trying to take justice into their own hands. And sadly, so many of these events have ended up with people being killed, all because they tried too hard to be a superhero. Imagine a world where these superheroes really did exist. If Batman lived in a town like Maidstone, if you saw Spider-Man towering across the M20, or if you spotted Superman buying his underpants at the House of Fraser, imagine what it would be like. Would you be excited knowing there's someone out there to protect you? Or would you be ever so slightly nervous knowing there's someone who kills people on a daily basis, destroys buildings, and has a whole underground storehouse full of deadly gadgets? What if you saw how skyscrapers explode and come crashing down on your walk to Tesco's? I don't know about you, but that would make me want to shop at Asda instead. Seriously though, I would be terrified. However, I'm sure many would argue that superheroes do encourage our generation to help society, with everyone doing their bit. There is no doubt that superheroes are a lot of fun and are exhilarating to watch. Superhero movies show that good can conquer evil no matter what, and that with determination you can always achieve your goal. And if nothing else, they bring friends and family together for a night at the movies or a fun movie night in. So, to conclude, is Superman so super? I've tried to show that there are strong points on both sides of the argument. There is no doubt that superhero movies are exhilarating to watch and provoke children's imagination, and seeing as I want a future in games design, I suppose that's a key requirement. However, I also believe that we should be careful about letting our children look up to them too much. There is a danger in letting children be like them, and they certainly shouldn't try to do everything that these superheroes do. I have to admit that superheroes inspire me, just as they probably inspire lots of you, but I urge you to be careful that they don't inspire you in the wrong way. Next time you sit down to watch a movie with the family, make sure that your child's imagination doesn't run away with them. Remember that the real heroes of this world probably live on your street, and it might be a good idea to keep your pants on the inside of your trousers. Thank you.
And now Ginny will be proposing the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Michael, for that incredible speech and thought-provoking questions about the value of a superhero. How right you are to say that we need to be careful about imitating these so-called heroes too much. When you told us, go back to Superman, I found myself thinking about one of my own heroes, Martin Luther King, and his iconic I Had a Dream speech, where he told his listeners to go back to your home states, knowing the situation can and will be changed. Perhaps, as you say, Michael, we spend too much time looking up to these fictional heroes and forget that real words can be more powerful than the Hulk's fist. Dr. King may not have had a cape, but he certainly had a crusade. During his speech, Michael asked us to imagine what it would be like to have a superhero living in your town. Do you know any superheroes living amongst us? Do you know someone who fights for justice in our community, or someone who steps up to help those in need? Their work may lack the glamour of an action movie. I mean, have you ever seen an action man planting flowers or running a scout troop? But surely, those who serve the community in these and countless other ways deserve a share of celebrity that superheroes seem to claim for themselves. While I was listening to Michael's speech, a thought struck me. So often we get asked to volunteer for something, and our first instinct is to say, no way, I couldn't possibly be able to do that. But maybe instead we should try saying, is that really a job for Superman? Or could it actually be a job for me? Michael, I thought you answered the question particularly well, as you gave a clear insight into the main qualities of hero. The members of the Rotary Club are heroes in their own way, and I'd like to thank them for organising this competition. I know we all would also like to thank Molly too, for introducing the subject and main speaker perfectly. But most importantly, join me in a well-deserved round of applause for the most super member of our team, our inspirational main speaker, Michael Smith.
Hurrah! Hurrah! Well done, guys. That was brilliant. Give us a yell when you jump into the camera. Something like that. Down on the south coast, marvellous. Next stop, the finals.
Yeah.
I left her a little bit up.
That's fine. It's not nice after laughing too much.